Hello everyone, welcome back to English from PT Tutorials. This is Nimisha here. So today we'll be discussing about an item called Retell Lecture. This is the fourth item in your speaking module. It is one of the very important question types. So to show you where it stands in the scoring distribution table, let me just share my screen. All right, so as you can see in the scoring distribution table, we had already talked about this in another video, how to look at this table, how to use this table. So this table actually distributes all the 20 types of questions in PTE from based on total marks from highest to lowest. So today we are going to talk about the item called Retell Lecture. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. This is the 7th important question in PTE, because it is carrying a total of 20.9 points total out of 90. And this is an item where you will be listening to an audio and you will be talking about the audio for maximum 40 seconds. So you will be giving a summary of the audio. It carries a total of 20.9 points and you will be getting minimum 3 questions, maximum 4 questions, average three questions. And in this item, since you are listening to an audio and you are retelling the lecture, you're speaking. So this item is supposed to give points to both listening as well as speaking. So out of 20.9 points in total, it is giving 11.1 points to speaking out of 90, 9.9 points to listening out of 90. Because in this item, first you have to listen to the audio, hence it is giving points to listening, and then you have to speak about the audio, hence it is giving points to speaking. And this item comes under your speaking module. All right, let's get into the details of Retell Lecture. So Retell Lecture is the fourth item in your speaking module. In PTE, your first module that you would be getting in the test would be your speaking module. And in speaking module, this is the fourth item. First, you have read aloud, then repeat sentence, then describe image, then Retell Lecture and answer short questions. So we are talking about the fourth item in speaking, which is called Retell Lecture. So this is how the screenshot would look like in the exam. As you can see, the instruction is, you will hear a lecture. After listening to the lecture in 10 seconds, please speak into the microphone and retell what you just heard from the lecture in your own words. You will have 40 seconds to give your response. So the things to remember here, the audio can play up to 2 minutes time. It can be somewhere between 1 to 2 minutes time. So while you listen to the audio, you can take down notes during the exam. Because when you go to the exam center itself, they'll be providing you with a notebook and pen. You're allowed to take down notes whenever you want to until the exam is over. So when you listen to this lecture, do not think that you will be able to remember everything that you heard. So always make sure to take down notes. And once the audio is over, you get a gap of 10 seconds to prepare yourself to speak. So during the 10 seconds gap, make sure you have the notes ready. And when you see the blue color bar on the recording status bar, once you see the first blue bar, you have to start speaking immediately. And the time given for you to speak is 40 seconds total. It does not mean you have to speak for the entire 40 seconds. You can speak for around 30 to 35 seconds, which is a good timing, because if you keep on speaking till the last second, sometimes the timer may time out while you're speaking a sentence and you will have an incomplete sentence at the end because the timer cut you off. So better than having an incomplete sentence at the end, finish early with a proper conclusion. When you reach around 3/4 of the bar, just conclude immediately. Do not wait till the last second. And as you can see in this image, in this screenshot, there is an image along with it. In the exam, there could be image along with the Retell Lecture, but not always. Sometimes they will not give any image. It will be just the audio clips. You have to listen to it, take down notes, and then you have to speak about it. So my suggestion would be, do not rely on the image, because sometimes even after the audio, they might remove the image. They might play a video on the screen, but after the audio is over, you won't be able to see the picture, you won't be able to see the video. Sometimes they still keep the image on the screen. So if the image is still on the screen, you can use the words related to the image, because whatever image that they give you along with the audio will be related to the topic in the audio. So it'll be similar. You can use the keywords which is matching to the image, but it is always safe to take down notes and use the word that you have noted down rather than relying on the image. Because as I said, sometimes they could remove the image after the audio. So if you do not take down notes, you will have nothing to speak about once the audio is over. So always take down notes while you listen to the audio, and using the notes, you have to speak about the audio for maximum 40 seconds. You do not have to speak for 40 seconds in total. You need to speak only for around 30 or 35 seconds. That is 3/4 of the progress bar. So this is a sample screenshot. And you will be getting 3 to 4 different retell lectures. So you can get minimum 3 questions, maximum 4 questions. So in PT, there is no fixed number. So we cannot say you will always get 3 questions. Sometimes it can be 4 questions as well, because they balance the other questions accordingly. It can be minimum 3, maximum 4 questions. And this is the marking criteria. So 15 points per question. Remember, like I already mentioned in the other task of speaking and all the other tasks. So if you have not watched the other modules of PT, make sure you watch those ones first, so you will understand this better, especially if you can watch your repeat sentence, read aloud and describe image before you watch retell lecture. It would be much easier for you to understand this module. So you have 15 points per question. Again, this 15 points is not your marks out of 90. This is just the scoring criteria. This is not your marks out of 90. 15 points per question. And there is no negative marking. And the points are contributed to listening and speaking. Because as we said, first you have to listen to the audio and then you have to speak about the audio, which is the reason why it is giving points to both listening as well as speaking. There is no negative marking, which means even if you say something wrong, you're not going to be, your points are not going to be detected. So there is no negative marking, and the 15 points per question is broken down for content, oral fluency, and pronunciation. Before coming to that, let's discuss about the timing, which we already mentioned. The audio can take up to 2 minutes time. Preparation time is 10 seconds. So the 10 seconds is what you get after the audio is over. So while you listen to the audio, take down notes. Once the audio is over, make sure your notes are ready and make sure you're ready to speak. After the 10 seconds, the computer will start the recorder, and you need to start as soon as you see the first blue bar in the recorder. Because as I mentioned in the other videos, the computer has a rule in PTE. If it already started the recorder and if it does not hear anything for 3 seconds or more, it will stop the recorder, which is why you need to start answering as soon as you see the first blue bar. Because if you wait for too long, if you wait a little bit of time in the beginning, even if you speak after that, the computer would not be recording it, because if it did not recognize any voice for 3 seconds or more. So do not wait for too long. Start as soon as you see the first blue bar. Now, the recording time is 40 seconds. That means you have 40 seconds to talk about the audio. And again, in the instruction they have mentioned, in your own words. You don't have to say every single word exactly as it is in the audio. You don't have to memorize the entire audio. You just take down key points from the audio and you speak using the key points. You make up your own sentences. Okay. And you have 40 seconds to speak about this. You don't have to speak for 40, 30 to 35 would be perfect, rather than waiting till the last second, because the timer might cut you off if you do not end at the exact same 40 second, the last second. Okay. Now, the 15 points, as I mentioned, the scoring is broken down for content, oral fluency, and pronunciation. Same as your read aloud in speaking, repeat sentence in speaking, describe image in speaking, and the same in retell lecture 2. It is broken down for 5 points for content, 5 points for fluency, and 5 points for pronunciation. So if anyone is getting confused here, please make sure you watch the other videos, because I have explained more in detail in the other ones, because I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again. It's the same scoring criteria for your describe image. So if you find any confusion here, if you're feeling confused here, make sure you watch describe image before watching this one. Okay, so the first factor is your content. So content, like I said, in the speaking part, as you can clearly see in the scoring breakdown, vocabulary or grammar is not evaluated. So content does not mean sentence structure or your grammatical structure of your sentences or the kind of words that you use. These factors does not matter in your retell lecture. That means even if you're using very simple words, even if you're using very simple sentence structures, even if your sentence structure is wrong, even if your grammar is wrong, that does not affect your scoring in your retell lecture part. It is only based on content, fluency, and pronunciation. And content here is the words from the question. So content everywhere in PT simply means the words which is already given to you in the question. Because we already know PT is a computerized exam. A computer is not capable of understanding the meaning of what you say because it's a machine. So the only way it can cross-check your content part is by comparing your answer with the script of the audio in this particular case. In retail lecture, the computer would be comparing your answer with the script of the audio. So what it is looking for is, do you have matching words from the question in your answer? That does not mean you need every word from the question in your answer. You need minimum 5 to 10 keywords from the audio in your answer. That means even if the meaning of what you say is wrong, even if your grammar is wrong, even if you're using simple basic vocabulary, if you're using the words which is already there in the question, minimum 5 to 10 of them in your answer, that will be acceptable for the content, that will be acceptable for the computer as your content part. So what you do is, when you listen to the audio, note down keywords from it. You don't have to try to make a complete sentence out of it. You don't have to note down the entire sentence exactly as it is. Just take down keywords. So what do you mean by keywords? Again, we have explained about this in the other videos. Please do watch them. So keywords would be the nouns, the names of people, names of places, or dates or numbers, whichever word that sound important to you, whichever word that you hear repeatedly in the audio. So words like is, was, the, if, these are not keywords. So important words which contain information in them would be your keywords. So when you listen to the audio, try to take down around 10 to 15 keywords, because you need to speak for around 30 to 35 seconds. So you need around 10 to 15 keywords to cover that time. But if in case the audio was really short and you took down only very few keywords, still you don't have to worry. What you can do, in order to cover the 30 seconds time, you can repeat the same keywords that you already mentioned once or twice, because repetition also doesn't matter here. There is no negative marking here, because what is more concerning for the computer is your oral fluency and pronunciation. Content of course is important, but content, the computer only needs to hear minimum 5 to 10 matching keywords. So as long as you said around 10 keywords from the audio, even if you repeat them, the same effect, there is no negative marking, there is nothing wrong in it. Just so that you can cover 30 seconds, you can repeat the same keywords. So content, what you have to do, when you listen to the audio, try to take around 10 to 15 keywords and use those words in your answer while you speak. Even if you don't make sense, even if it is not meaningful, even if the sentence structure is wrong, even if your vocabulary is very simple, it doesn't affect your scoring in this particular task in retail lecture. But then again, I'm telling you guys, this doesn't mean you have to say a grammatically wrong sentence. I'm just telling you this so that if at all you made a mistake, do not bother to correct it. Because if you made a mistake and if you stop and go back to correct it, or if you hesitate, what is going to happen is you're going to lose more points in your fluency. Because oral fluency for the computer means continuity, a smooth flow in your speaking, which is the reason why even if you made a mistake, you should not stop or hesitate or try to correct it, because that is actually going to reduce more points from your answer. Even if you're saying a very good sentence structure, even if you're using very good vocabulary, if you hesitate or if you pause or if you go back and correct your answers, that is going to reduce your oral fluency score. Which is the reason why I said, even if something goes wrong, don't bother, because grammar is not evaluated, sentence structure is not evaluated, vocabulary is not evaluated. So just keep on speaking continuously in a smooth manner. Now, pronunciation means the computer should be able to understand, or the computer should be able to capture the words that you're saying. So like I said, in the other components of speaking, do not speak in a really low voice, especially girls. Please listen to this. Do not speak in a low voice. Speak in a loud, clear and confident voice, because many people have a tendency of mumbling, especially when you're under exam pressure, especially when you're under stress. You start mumbling when you're not sure about what you're saying. You start mumbling. Mumbling means you keep your mouth half closed and you speak in a really low voice because you're not confident about what you're saying. But you need to remember here, guys, in speaking, there is no wrong answer. Whatever you say is the correct answer, as long as you speak continuously and confidently. So open up your mouth, enunciate the words, your pronunciation should be very clear. Only then the computer can capture the content words from your answer. So open up your mouth, speak loud and clear, confidently. Don't keep your mouth half closed. Do not speak in a low voice. Speak continuously. Use the words from the question in your answer. Even if you don't make any sense, not a problem. Just use the words. Don't worry about meaning, grammar, sentence structure, or vocabulary, because these factors are not evaluated in your speaking module. These factors are evaluated in your listening, reading, and writing modules. Speaking is purely about fluency, pronunciation, and content. Okay. Now, how do you take down notes? So what you have to do here is, while you listen to the audio, as I said, in the exam, you will be provided with a notebook and pen. So what you can do, yeah, few things to remember here. In the exam, you're not going to be provided with a paper book or the normal pen that we use. It'll be a plastic erasable notepad with a marker pen. So a few things that you need to note here. The marker pen that you use could dry up if you keep it open for a long time. It's a very silly mistake that some students have made before. So what you do, once you use the marker, keep it closed at all times, because when you're suddenly trying to write something, if you keep it open for a long time, the ink might have dried up and it won't write. And what will happen? You'll panic and you won't be able to take down the notes. And do you have an option to replay the audio here? No, because in PTE, the audios play automatically. You don't have an option to pause them. You don't have an option to replay them. So when you listen to the audio itself, you need to take down notes immediately. So if you keep your marker open there, it will dry up and it won't write when you want to do it suddenly here. Okay, so keep the marker closed. And another problem with the marker is not just the marker. Since you're trying to take down too many words from the audio, you will write really fast. And the problem with that is when you try to write really fast, your handwriting might not be clear. It won't be neat. And when you actually try to answer using the notes that you have taken down, you will not be able to read your own handwriting because you wrote it really fast and it's not neat enough. It's not legible enough, which is the reason why you don't have to take every single keyword from the audio, whatever you could, because even if you do not have enough keywords to cover enough time, like I said, you can repeat the same words again. So there is no need to panic. Even if you have only 5 words, not a problem. You can just repeat those to cover the 30 seconds mark. All right. So what you do, keep the marker closed at all times. And when you take down notes, write neatly. But then you don't have to write the entire sentence. Just take down the keywords. And like I have already mentioned for summarize spoken text in listening, it's very similar to this task. You're listening to an audio, taking down notes. So when you take down notes, do not try to write the word exactly as it is in proper spelling or anything, because the computer is not going to check your notes. The notes is just for you to read. So when you write down, use short forms. Do not try to write the entire word because that's actually wasting your time. So take down short forms of the words, which will help you understand what the words are. Write neatly and make sure to keep the marker closed once you finish writing. Otherwise, it won't work for the next question. So what you do here is when you listen to the audio, take down around 5 to 10 keywords. If you can take more, great. At least 5 to 10 keywords. Even if you do not have enough keywords, you can repeat the same words again. Okay. And as we already mentioned, the most important factor here is fluency. So how can you maintain fluency here? We already know grammar is not evaluated here. So when you try to answer this question, if you try to use grammatically, if you try to come up with grammatically correct sentences using the keywords that you have taken down, it is too much stress on you because you have to think about it. You have to think about the sentence structure. You have to come up with sentences using the words, and they don't give you enough time to do that here. Because the moment you start thinking, the moment you start trying to make sense, you will start hesitating, which is the reason why I'm repeating again. Your meaning doesn't matter here. Just use the words and keep on speaking continuously. No matter what you say, as long as minimum 5 to 10 keywords from the audio is there in your answer, and if you speak in a smooth manner, you will be still getting the points. So you don't try to make sentence structure during the exam, because under exam pressure, you won't be able to think straight. So it is always safe to have a template memorized. Template means make sure you have around 4 or 5 lines which you can use for every question. So it's like a basic structure which is applicable everywhere. So like I said, I'm repeating the same things over and over again many times because it's the same scoring criteria for other items as well. So the templates are basic sentence structure which you can use for every question. And when you join the classes here, we'll be providing you with the templates. So again, I want to repeat. So whoever is watching this, Do not consider this as your sole source of preparation for PTE, because you're getting only the information here. Other than this, you need templates, because of course you can come up with your own templates. If you can do it, that's very good. If not, if you need templates, make sure you reach out to an expert trainer. Do not rely on random sources. Make sure you rely on an expert trainer, get templates from them. More than that, whatever you practice, you need to make sure that you're doing it correctly as well. So what do? You need to get feedback from a trainer. Whatever you practice, show it to a trainer, check if you're doing it correctly, and get proper feedback, and then improve. Do not rely only by watching the videos. Do not prepare only by watching the videos. This is just the basic information for you. You need templates, you need feedback, you need corrections. So just don't watch the videos alone, get feedback as well. Okay. So templates we'll be providing you in the classes. So if you need more templates or classes, feel free to reach us, 0432-269-874. All right, so what we have to do here is use a basic template with around 4 or 5 lines and use the keywords from the audio and put it into the template. Even if you repeat the same lines over and over again, it is okay here. So what I'll do is I'll do a sample question for you so you can understand how to take down notes and how to use a template to retell your answer. So I've actually done this audio before, so I already have my notes. So what I'll do is I'll play the audio for you now so you can take down notes, the words that you hear from it. I'll show my notes in the next slide, and using the notes, I'll retell the lecture. Okay, so let me just play the audio for you. Be ready with your notebook and pen.
Hello, everyone. Today's lecture is about setting up a website. I'm going to be focusing on things that you need to consider to ensure your website really adds value to the people using it. So, there are 3 main areas you need to think about. The first and most important thing is who is your target audience. When you're creating a new website, you really need to think about who the users are and what information they'll be looking for. What we do when we set up websites is to group users based on their needs. So for a website in the academic community, for example, we may have groups such as researchers and administrators, and this helps us design the site and add information that is relevant to each group. The second point is accessibility. The main thing here is to ensure your website can be found. And you can do this by making sure it can be reached from areas on the web where your target audience are also active. So this may mean providing links on other websites or maybe using social media. And thirdly, retention, making sure your target audience return to your website regularly. You do this by ensuring it gives them a reason to come back. So it's important to keep the site up to date and make sure it provides the latest news and interesting information and so on.
So hope all of you got at least 5 to 6 keywords from the audio. So I'll just show you the notes which I took before I started the video. So what I took down from the audio is setting up a website, 3 main areas, target audience, users, information. And remember, information, I have not written the entire word. I have used only short forms. I actually use more short forms than this in my actual notes. I just wrote it completely so that you can understand what the words are. Information, group users, needs, academic community, accessibility, links, social media, retention, latest news, interesting, information. See, I have not written down most of the words completely. I have used only short forms because that saves my time. And if you notice here, I do not have a complete sentence anywhere. I just have some important words from the audio. Because why? Even if I make complete sentences here, that doesn't make any difference in my score. But the thing is, the moment I start trying to make proper sentences, proper sentence structures, grammatically correct sentences, I'm going to start losing my fluency, which is the reason why I have noted down only words. And even if I say grammatically correct sentences, the computer is not checking your grammar in this particular task. It is only based on fluency, pronunciation, and content. And content is the words which I have noted down from the audio. Now what I have to do, I have to use a basic structure, a template. You can listen to the answer that I'm saying. This is actually one of the templates. There are many other templates as well. If you want, you can note this down and use this as your template. Or if you have another template, of course, you can use it, because any template that you use, it doesn't make any difference in your score. Main criteria is that you have to speak continuously. Okay. So my template goes like this. I'm going to use these words. So I'm going to start saying the answer now. The audio that was played was very interesting. There were many important points mentioned in the audio. The first point of the lecture is setting up a website. The next point of the lecture is three main areas. The next point of the lecture is target audience, users, and information. The next point of the lecture is group users and needs. The next point of the lecture is academic community. The next point of the lecture is accessibility, links, and social media. The next point of the lecture is retention, latest news, and interesting information. In conclusion, the audio was very informative. That's all. So if you listen to this answer now, it might sound really senseless to you because there is no proper sentence structure here. There is meaning also doesn't make much sense, but to the computer, it is acceptable as a good answer in this particular task because I spoke continuously without any hesitations. I did not pause anywhere. I just kept on speaking continuously. So that gives me my 5 points for fluency. And pronunciation, I've spoken loud enough in a confident voice that would give me, and all the words from the audio, like from the audio, very clear as well. So that will give me my 5 points for pronunciation as well. And the 5 points for content are the words which I have used from the question, like social media, setting up a website, target audience. These words will give me my 5 points for content. There again, there is no points for grammar. There is no points for vocabulary. That's why even if I repeated the same line over and over again, I was saying the next point of the lecture is, the next point of the lecture is, the next point of the lecture is, I'm repeating the same line. It is okay in retail lecture, but if you use this kind of template for your summarized spoken text in listening, it will not work because in the listening module, the computer would be checking your vocabulary and grammar. That's the reason why we need to use a better template with better vocabulary, with proper sentence structure. But in this task, you only have to focus on fluency, pronunciation, and content. Okay. So I believe all of you got all the information that you need regarding retail lecture. I've talked about the scoring breakdown. I've talked about the template. I've talked about the timing. Again, you don't have to speak for the entire 40 seconds. Around 30 to 35 would be perfect time. And yeah, how to take down notes, keeping the marker closed at all times unless you're writing, otherwise the marker will dry up, and write in a neat handwriting, and memorize the template. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys, for retail lecture. So hope all of you understood everything that I've mentioned. If you have any questions, feel free to write it in the comments or just reach me straight away on 0432-269-874. And please do subscribe to the channel as well because I'll be coming up with more videos in the coming days. I'll be making videos of all the item types. And once that is done, I'll be making like more important details about every aspect of PTE. So make sure you subscribe and keep watching for more videos. Thank you.